The encrypted line buzzed against my ear. Static. Then the voice of a stranger wearing a hospital badge. "We're treating your daughter for 3 broken ribs and a concussion." My pulse didn't spike, it slowed. Each word dropped like ice into my bloodstream. Then a smaller voice, fractured by pain. "Mom's new boyfriend did this, after I refused to lick his shoes." Silence stretched. My hand tightened around the receiver. The room smelled of gun oil, damp canvas, and secrets. Behind me, my commanding officer watched. He didn't need my words. He saw the storm in my stillness. He snatched the phone from me, voice steady. "Your mission is scrubbed. The Blackhawk is yours." The line went dead. So did I. The helicopter blades carved the night, but my thoughts were sharper. I replayed her voice, the fragility, the fracture, the betrayal underneath. Her mother, my ex-wife, the woman who once told me I was too cold to love. She had traded stability for passion, family for lust, loyalty for a man who broke children to feel tall. I pictured him, smirking, wearing the confidence of someone who thought he'd won. She'd chosen him, and in her choice she had abandoned more than me. She had abandoned her own blood. A father's rage should be fire. Mine was frost. Fire burns out. Frost spreads slowly, consuming everything until nothing stirs beneath it. Still, I couldn't confront her yet, not with anger, not with fists. That would make me like him. No, I needed the truth, irrefutable, surgical. I needed her to drown in her own silence when the truth stared her in the face. The hospital lights hummed like insects. She was there, my daughter, pale, stitched, broken, yet unbroken in her eyes. I sat beside her, held her hand, but I didn't ask questions. She had already told me enough. Later, when she slept, I moved with the precision of my training. Phone records, banking slips, GPS traces. Her mother's patterns unfolded like a classified file, one I had ignored for too long. Night after night, I built a quiet case. The lover's address, hotel stays marked business trips, even the neighbors' whispered remarks. She laughed louder when he was near, they said. The walls closed in, but I did not pace. I watched, waited, collected fragments of a reality she thought was invisible. It wasn't violence I prepared. It was exposure, the kind no one recovers from. The DNA test arrived in a sealed envelope. Not for her, not for me, for my daughter. I had to know how deep her betrayal cut. The numbers stared back at me, clinical, merciless. Not my child. The floor didn't fall, it simply ceased to exist. I walked into her kitchen 3 nights later. She froze when she saw the folder on the table. Her lover wasn't there. Just her and the silence we'd perfected over the years. She reached for the file, hands trembling. Her lips parted as she read. Color drained from her face. She whispered my name. A plea, not a word. I didn't speak. I didn't rage. I let her drown in the echo of her own choices. Finally, I broke the silence. She called me from the hospital. My voice was steady, surgical. She begged me to protect her from the man you replaced me with. Her knees buckled. She gripped the table. Tears came, but I had no use for them. You didn't just betray me. I pushed the folder toward her. You betrayed her. And for what? A man who makes children bow? Her hand hovered above the papers, shaking. She tried to speak, but no words formed. I stood, calm. I didn't need to shout. I had already detonated the truth. I turned for the door. Behind me, her sobbing cracked the walls. That was the sound of a woman who realized she hadn't lost me. She'd lost everything. The night air was cold against my skin. For the first time in years, I felt nothing at all. She would never escape the silence of that folder. Every time she looked at her lover, she would remember the hospital call. Every time she looked at her daughter, she would remember the blood test. That was her prison. I didn't need to build the walls. She had bricked herself inside. I walked away, not as a man abandoned, but as a man freed. People think revenge is fire. They're wrong. It's ice. And ice doesn't burn. It preserves. She thought she broke me, but all she did was carve herself into a grave I will never have to dig.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and comment. Subscribe now to Cheating Stories Insight World for more amazing stories.